This is the Tournament Code.
What's up, guys? Big thank you to PubView Books for sponsoring us, supporting us. If you're playing in the Dogwood, this video should help you. I try to make it as fast as possible. Feel free to go on 2x speed to run through it all. If you're not playing the Dogwood, this is just a breakdown on the golf course and something you may be interested in. I'm posting this on our public YouTube channel. PubView Books very helpful. If you're playing in the Dogwood, you probably got this video from someone who knows me. Send me a text. I can get you a code to a discount on a PubView Books, pretty significant one. So Druid Hill is very familiar with it, play out there a lot, know the course well, and helped the decent number of guys who played in the Dogwood. I'm going to quickly run us through hole by hole. Going to make it very simple. Just going to tell you target, start lines, all that fun stuff, and why. It's not rocket science, but if you have any questions, let me know. We'll start on the tee shot. Hole 1, this shot is dead center of the fairway, a little bit right maybe. Miss right, you got some room over here. Miss left, you just got some trees blocking you out. It could be a little bit more difficult. Driver will get you up pretty far up here. Green, only thing to note, this right here, it seems a little contained, but the ball can get rolling that direction pretty quickly. Missing back will roll it potentially, depending on how low they got it cut. I haven't played there this week, but last week I was there. They'll roll off 20, 30 yards off the green. Long right is a no miss. Do everything you can not to go that way. It's easy to put it off the green from there too, because they probably will pin one right around the center here. Going on to hole number 2, driver. You'll probably be somewhere right around in here. If they push you up, maybe it's a hybrid, but even then, right here is pretty dead. It's pretty tough up and down, especially to a front pin. It's a real large drop off on the hill, like a shelf. And it's pretty tight cut, so it's hard to get it up there that fast. Back bunker can a lot of times be low on sand, and it's facing towards the green, so if you miss long, it can roll out pretty hot on you. Hole number 3, pretty straightforward hole. Depends on tee and how far you hit it. Could be driver. If it's driver, target line's probably right around here. That gives you some room to work left, some room to work right. There's room to miss there, and missing long, there's all the room in the world if you miss long. Not a big deal. Otherwise, if you lay up, and even if you go for it, thing to note, this green is very treacherous right in this area. You kind of get it over here. It will run off the left-hand side into a little chipping area. Same thing right here. You can spin it from right here off the front of the green. They like to do that. They'll put some pins that'll give you the opportunity to spin it off the green. Hole number 4 is a long par 4. You guys will want to hit driver right here. I have seen guys play driver out over here into hole number 5 fairway. I've done it sometimes myself. It's OB right on this line almost, and so that's why guys hit it out to the right. They probably center it right around here because that creek is not that wide. Only thing to note on the green is false front, and maybe I would say missing right is probably better than missing long. Left, there's a high hills over here, and so it's easy to have a tough shot with the green running where if you're right, you can at least get up and down, though you're hitting kind of up a hill. 5, driver, probably over this tree right here. Once you get there, you'll see it. There's room to go over, get yourself up in this area. I've seen guys actually hit the green before or come really close. I've been right up in this area, so definitely room to run if you got some juice. On this green, nothing really crazy to note. I keep scrolling to the wrong green, just a false front. And right, there's a collection area for chipping. It's not as bad as other areas for getting up and down. Probably shouldn't have as much of an issue. Hole 6, straightaway par 3. You guys will be playing it from the tee box back here. They may move you up one day. False front, and then this back pin, I never go for if it's in this back pin area because there's just so much trouble there. So I'm usually playing right around center of the green. Nothing insightful to add onto this one. 7 is a par 5. I'm going to scroll down to the tee shot here. Line is probably right around online with right edge of bunker. So there's creek up here. You'll carry the bunker, most of you will, and then it'll give you some sort of iron into the hole. Again, probably will move around the tee boxes some. As far as the green goes, relatively straightforward. Collection area over here. Going long, just be wise about going long. As you can see, it runs away from you. So sometimes they'll pin something right around here. You'll hit a solid shot and it'll run off the back. There's cart path over there. So if it really was bounding for some reason, then would have some trouble there. 8 is a par 3. False front. I've seen this happen. This false front can be nasty. You can land it right here and spin it a little too much. It'll roll down here and catch this slope, then roll all the way down into the water, and then it'll be uh, a yellow hazard. And so you have to take it back online, which is no fun. So just be careful as to that. The rest of it is pretty straightforward. It's a long par 3, so it's just going to be hard. Nothing else to add there. 9, par 5, pretty gettable. Driver, probably. I always lean a little bit right because it falls off to the left, and if I go up right, I can still get onto the green. Um, if you lay up, there's plenty of room for laying up here. If you go for it right over near, they used to have a tree up there. The tree got hit by lightning the other year, and so no longer there. So there's just OB up the right, slash there might be some relief from the putting green. I'm not sure what they're going to be playing that as. Green, really straightforward, small little mound in the middle of it. Thing to note on this, everything that misses left will go left. So if you're going for the green, that's what makes this hole hard. Anything that lands up in here and even like down here, but if you're going for the green and hitting a shot that's not soft, it'll land right here and it'll roll out of bounds. And then right around here-ish, that box is a little too big. There's a pool area that's OB, and so that's why it's such a tough shot. It looks like you got room up here, but when you get up there, you'll see that the hole really runs away. You land it here, it rolls down into OB or unplayable territory. So not exactly the most friendly. That's the front 9. Let's go to 10, driver. Hill runs it all the way to the bottom, just hit it down the center. There's room left and right some. Right is a better miss, but really you're not going to be missing that much. Big slope right here. They'll pin one down here for sure. If you land here and the putt's there, it's just a harder putt. Otherwise, really nothing to note. Going long can be deadly, but not super deadly. Just be tough up and down from there. Hole 11, par 4, driver. The slope is your friend on this one around the green. Right, you can miss it right here, and this connects to hole number 5. So you can miss it right of the green, and it can run down almost near 5 green and be a really tough miss. So you don't want to miss on the right-hand side of the green if you can help it. I would send your shot pattern more to the left. This slope up here will bump your ball down closer to the hole. Obviously, some strong slopes around here and slightly falls front, but nothing terrible. Hole number 12, very similar to hole number 3. I've seen people go for it with driver. Driver could be the play here, or I could easily see a hybrid, again, depending on tees, how far you hit it, up into this area, and even some people play back here. But the big thing to note is if it's that pin on the left over here, really hard to get that ball to stick in that area. It easily bounces over, goes into the hazard there, and getting it on the green here, again, depending on what position you're in, it can be a challenge. Even if you hit it, if they're hard and fast, they can bounce on over. So that's why I like driver. I play driver up the right-hand side these days. And if I miss it right, okay, I'm somewhat in the trees, but I have a pretty good shot up. And if I miss it left, I'm still in the fairway. There's plenty of shots from the trees that you can, quote unquote, tree area that you can hit to get it up there. And it's about the same width that you're dealing with back where you're laying back. 13, straightforward par 3. I'm not even going to scroll down to the tee shot on it. Uh, Big slope right here, false front right here. Some nice pinnable locations. Here's a nice little pin that they'll give you. Really straightforward. 14, dogleg right, par 5. I'll go down to the tee ball. You'll probably be playing something trying to go over here. If you can cut it around, great. You just run it. If you don't, you just run out of real estate real quick. There's hazard down all along this side once you roll over the cart path. So be on the lookout for that. Structure your shot accordingly. If you hit it over it well, it'll roll out some and you'll have an iron into the green, like a 6-iron or something of that nature. The green itself, pretty benign. There's a nice collection area to hit shots into, a little bit of a false front. Otherwise, nothing to write home about. 14, uphill, very uphill. Whoops, actually scroll down to, no, 15. Uh, Uphill, par 4. As you can see, ups 10, up 8, up 6. Um, Driver here is the play right over in this area. You can even roll it up there farther if you catch it well. Here, this is death right here. So that only happens if you mishit it. So just don't mishit it. Make sure you got enough juice to get it up there. As far as the green complex goes, false front again, and then a little bit of a mound there. False front will probably get you. They'll pin a few right here. So if you have a front pin, remember you can throw it right here and throw it long, and it'll come back to you. At least have a reasonable putt at it. 16. Some guys play this as drivable. It is a drivable hole. You guys are all the way back in this tee box here. There's room to get over the trees if you feel comfortable. If you do go for it, you have it's pretty close to 55, 50 yards side to side to hit it in. So as far as like decade strategy goes, right on the borderline of whether you should do it or not. Um, if you follow decade strategy, the tough thing can be obviously if you miss the shot pretty bad or something of that nature, then drops and other drops and stuff can be tough. So just be wise about that. Otherwise, if you lay up, it's just a 4-iron or so, maybe hybrid to 3-wood right up in this area, and then it's a wedge in. Green, nothing crazy, nothing crazy to talk about. 17 coming down to the stretch. This is a really fun par 3. It is long for you. Probably will play it at multiple distances, up to like 220 to the hole, and they could play less than that. False front right here, or at least very sloping front. So if you land short, it can roll down the hill. The big thing I would say is if the pin is in the right, I know this sounds obvious, but if the pin's in the right, you really want your miss to be short or short left. Um, you don't want to miss it right. And pretty much almost no matter any pin location, any miss up here is bad. This is a hill, and so you're hitting off a downslope, out of thick rough, onto a downslope, pretty much impossible to stop. So short is your friend on this hole. If you're going to miss, you want to miss short on this hole. Plenty of green to work with. It's not a poached damp green. Awesome. Last hole, hole number 18. We are looking at a driver off the tee box. I'm scrolling back here. A solid driver will get you to 250 in, could be even less, depending on wind, how much it bounces, etc. There is OB right here, and there's OB here, but there's honestly plenty of room to hit that ball. The only thing to pay attention to is they'll probably throw a pin right around here, and it will look like you maybe have more room than you do. So just check your pin sheet, and if it's there, be thinking going farther back. Otherwise, nothing crazy. On 18, it's a pretty scoreable hole, pretty friendly. They won't obviously be giving you the nicest of, easiest of pins, but Plenty of room in the chipping area over here to get shots up and down if you miss to the left. As I said, let me know if you have any questions. Apologies because I left my mic and my camera at the office, so it won't sound as good as it normally does. But let me know if you have any questions. Hope you enjoyed this.